So this super sucks, and I'm sorry that I'm gonna have to talk about it, but I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't at least discuss it a little bit, especially in how really awfully Paramount communicated this to fans, especially 2 days before Star Trek Discovery Season 4's premiere. But for those of you who have not heard, it was recently announced literally yesterday, 2 days before Star Trek Discovery Season 4's premiere. It's literally premiering this evening, that Star Trek Discovery's fourth season will not be premiering on Netflix in international markets like it was anticipated to and has been doing for every other single season of the show, because it is moving over to Paramount Plus in early 2022. I'm going to quick read the announcement that Paramount put out, and then I want to quick discuss why this is so upsetting for numerous reasons and why it's frustrating how this was communicated to Star Trek fans, and why I think I needed to at least discuss it a little bit here on my channel. To our international Star Trek Discovery fans, we know you are anxious to hear our plans for Season 4, so we wanted to update you. Internationally, the upcoming season of Star Trek Discovery Season 4 will now premiere exclusively where Paramount Plus is available in early 2022. This means the new season and all previous Discovery seasons will be available internationally in 2022 as Paramount Plus expands globally. In the US, Star Trek Discovery will still be premiering on November 18th on Paramount Plus, in Canada on CTV Sci-Fi Channel on November 18th, and streamed on Crave beginning November 19th. We sincerely thank you all for your patience and support as we grow the Star Trek universe on Paramount Plus. We can't wait to show you what's in store. Let's fly. So this is incredibly frustrating for several reasons. I mean, the first and most obvious one is that international Star Trek fans outside of the United States and Canada won't be able to join me and the rest of the Trekkie community in getting to experience and enjoy Star Trek Discovery at the same time. And we experienced the same thing with Star Trek Lower Decks Season 1, which also had a separation in terms of when it came out. And it just sucks that there are so many international fans that I'm friends with, especially in this age of the pandemic where a lot of us have been finding community, especially in the Star Trek community online, that now there's just going to be this disconnect where it's like, oh, we can't really talk about this premiere, like this is the flagship Star Trek show. And like Lower Decks, I love it. It's my favorite Star Trek show on right now, but I understand there being a little bit of a lag considering it's not the flagship show, but Star Trek Discovery is the show that everyone's going to want to talk about. And so to have this split in the Trekkie community just really, really sucks. It really, 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 really sucks. The second thing, too, that is frustrating about this, that I really kind of got me wanting to talk about this, was the fact that this was communicated to fans 2 days before the premiere. Now, I don't know all the back-end deals and behind the scenes of all of this. I mean, it may be that Netflix was going to have Discovery premiere on their streaming service, and then because Paramount Plus is like, oh, we're going to put everything on Paramount Plus, that Netflix was like, all right, then we won't show it at all, and screw you guys. And it was just sort of a last-minute thing that Netflix forced on Paramount. I don't know who necessarily did it. It also could have just been Paramount, like, crappily communicating to people that this was not going to happen. But regardless, all I can speak of is from my perspective, and just say that, like, telling this to fans who were highly anticipated, you built all the marketing, you built all the hype, you had fans expecting to see this show, and then to tell them, like, nah, 2 days before, nah, it's not actually going to happen. What a crappy thing to do, because now you just had everyone excited, everyone pumped to watch this show, and not only does it like put a damper on things for just me in the United States, I mean, I'm going to still be able to watch it, and even this just puts kind of a dark cloud on it. It rips it away from people who are really excited about this, who really wanted to see this, and you don't do that 2 days before. Like, maybe if this was like done 2-3 months ago, and there was like an expectation set that's like, hey, this sucks, you know, Star Trek Discovery Season 4 is not coming out at the same time, but it will be, you know, we'll premiere in early 2022, and we'll, you know, you'll still get it, and like had set that expectation before like the big hype machine for this season, then it would be a little bit more understandable. Disappointing, but understandable. But you don't do this 2 days before the show comes out. It's just the failure to communicate this is astonishing, and honestly it's really just detrimental to the goodwill that they've built up. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I mean, I know there's always the people that are ranting about how Paramount Plus is awful and Paramount sucks, and I mean, I'm not a big defender of big corporations in general, to be fair, but like the past like few years with Star Trek, I've definitely felt that like CBS and then into Paramount has really really work to reach out to Star Trek fans. I mean, I get invited to some premieres. I know a lot of fans get invited to like virtual premieres and things like that. They've been doing like events like Star Trek Day, First Contact Day, all these panels, all these like big events. Like I personally think they've done a really good job to build up all this goodwill with the Trekkie fan base, and like doing like lots of cool stuff. And then just something like this just like evaporates that so quickly because you just communicate it in the worst possible way, in the most emotionally like harmful way. I mean, I'm not going to be like, it's a TV show. I get it. It's not like the end of the world, but it's like you get people excited, and just disappointing like this is just, it's not cool. And so I'm ultimately just kind of frustrated about it. And I'll be honest with you, I'm really looking forward to this season. Like, I'm really looking forward to this season. I think it's going to be really, really cool. I think they're going to do some cool things. I think they set themselves up to fix some of the problems that I've had with this series, and they've, like, set themselves up to just continue what I've loved about this series. And so I really think that this season of the show is going to be a real, like, make it or break it season, and I think they're going to make it, but he just starting it off on the absolute wrong foot, and in a way that's just disappointing and splitting of the Trekkie community. Yeah, it sucks. And I'm sad that this is the thing that I have to talk about before the show even premieres. But there you go. What I will say, just to give you all a little bit of serendipity, and I'm not doing this because they are sponsoring me, I just think it's like weirdly serendipitous considering that they're sponsoring the review, but my review for the first episode of Star Trek Discovery is actually going to be sponsored by a VPN, which is, virtual private network, and you can use that to, like, make your internet appear that it's in the United States, and you can sign up for Paramount Plus. So if you are an international fan of Star Trek Discovery, I would recommend, you don't have to use the one that I have an ad for, it's Atlas VPN. There'll be an ad on my Star Trek Discovery Season 4 premiere review that's going to go up tomorrow, and you can use that, and there's a deal and all that stuff. But I'm only saying that. I'm not trying to promote them outside of what they paid for in their sponsorship deal. I'm just saying that mostly just because I think it might be a good way for international fans to be able to watch the show. There are also other ways. I'm not endorsing those ways, but there are other ways to watch the show with everyone. So hopefully, if you are an international fan, you can find workarounds to still watch the show along with all of us. But I know there's a lot of people that won't be able to find those workarounds, that won't hear those news, that don't know how to use those tools in that way. And so ultimately, it just kind of sucks. It just kind of sucks, and it's a very disappointing start to the season. But with all that said, I am still excited for the show, and I will say that this is not the fault of the creators of the show, nor any of the actors or anything like that. I saw some of them getting flack online for that, like Anthony Rapp getting some flack online for this decision. He has no choice. He has no control over that. None of the creators of it have control. Some suits in the Paramount Plus executive suite that are making these decisions. And so please don't send any, like, vitriol towards them, because they don't deserve it. They've been working hard to try and make something that hopefully all of us will enjoy. And I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to be very excited to watch this season, but I'm just sorry that it's going to have this little bit of a dark cloud over it. So that's everything that I had to say about it. I just wanted to let you know all the news and also my thoughts on it, and share a little bit about it with you. I am excited to watch the season with everyone who will be able to watch it. My review will be going up tomorrow on my main channel. But beyond all of that, I hope you all stay well, and as always, live long and prosper.